I'm going to show you how to create a sports graphic for screen printing using the GraphicsFlow stock art customizer. So I'm logged into my GraphicsFlow account, and you'll notice when you first log in, you're going to be looking at design ideas. These are interactive design templates. All the files have live text. They're all layered. They're already pre-color separated for screen printing. There's a set number of colors that are being used. And as I scroll down now, you're going to take a look at clipart. We have a massive library of clipart. If I just need a cool tiger mascot, I can just type in tiger, download that file. Now, one thing that's very important is the fonts. And in order to have good templates, you have to have good fonts. So GraphicsFlow has 560 fonts. A lot of the fonts in GraphicsFlow, especially the sports-related fonts, are going to be very familiar to you because they're common fonts that are used by some of the big retail brands. A good example of this would be the Game Day font, which is a standard collegiate font that's used by many of the big sports brand names. So what we're going to do to start the process of creating our graphic is we're going to go to Design Ideas, and I have quite a few options for selecting artwork. Now, I could go to a specific category, so if I wanted to go down to sports, and specifically call out a sport that I'm looking for, I could click on sports and I could select if I'm looking for football, I could select football. I can also select by style. So I've got football selected, but maybe I only want to look at football designs that are athletic. So I'll just type in athletic. And now I'm only looking at the 128 football designs that are athletic. Now, the other thing I can do is I can go and just type in a keyword. And in this case, I'm actually looking to do a baseball design, so I can look at baseball designs just by typing in baseball. But I'm also going to look at softball designs as well, because I might find a design under softball that I connect with. Just because a design has a specific subject matter doesn't mean it can't be changed to a different subject matter. So for instance, softball becomes baseball, football becomes soccer. You have a lot of flexibility in the design templates just by simply changing the clip art. So the design I'm going to choose is this design right here. I'm just going to select on that design, and I have a choice here. So I can download the CorelDRAW version of the file. All the fonts are embedded. I can easily break this file apart. It's all layered. All the text is live, and edit it in CorelDRAW. If I'm using Adobe Illustrator, I can also download the AI file. I need to make sure that I've downloaded and installed the GraphicsFlow fonts before I do that. All of these files are going to also work with a Windows operating system or Mac operating system. But if I'm editing these files in the stock art customizer that's built into GraphicsFlow, I don't have to worry about my operating system because I can edit these files on a PC, a Mac, a phone, or a tablet. So to initiate the customization process, I'm simply going to click on Customize. Once the customizer comes up, I can easily make changes to the design. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the text. So I'm going to change 20XX to 2023. So we're going to go over here to the little window, type in 23, hit enter. Where it says softball, I'm going to change that to baseball. That particular text effect is a multi-layer text effect, so I need to change both layers to the word baseball. And then I'm going to also change the word eagles to cougars. And you'll notice when I make the changes, the text is being constrained to that same width. The next phase would be to change the clip art. Now, you can go in if you choose to. You can mute things. So if we want to see what this looks like without the baseball, we can just turn that off. And looks like it needs the baseball, so we're going to turn that back on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the eagle with a cougar mascot. So I'm going to go over here to the little edit button and click on that. I'm going to click on replace clip art. And here's where I'm going to search through all the clip art in the GraphicsFlow platform. So I was going to type in cougar, and I'll scroll down till I find a cougar that I connect with. I want kind of a simple pro sports looking cougar here. I'll click on that. It'll swap out the existing eagle with the cougar mascot, and then I'll click on apply. Now, if I want to nudge it over or make it slightly larger, I can do that right here. Maybe make it just a little bit bigger. And if I want to nudge it over, I can either hit the minus button or change the parameters right here. So once we get the clip art changed, one of the things that we might choose to do is to consolidate the colors in the clip art with the colors in the design template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the brown color here, and I'm going to reassign that to a color that's already in the graphic, which is this burgundy. I'm going to hit apply. And then I'm going to take both of these grays right here, and I'm going to reassign those to white. And white is already in the graphic, so I'll assign those. Do the same thing with the other layer, assign it to white. And then once I've pre-colored the clip art, I'm just going to click on View All Layers to go back to the original design. And this is where we're going to go in and do the editing of the colors. Now, there's two different ways to do that. I can do it globally, or I can do it on individual objects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to this Cougars element right here, and I'm going to click on Edit, and then I'm going to change the outline color to a gray. We're going to introduce gray into the design. Once I've done that, I'm going to hit Apply. I'm going to select View All Layers, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start to consolidate the colors. So I'm going to take the color in the dark gold here. I'm going to make that same gray color. I'm going to take the burgundy color, and we're going to make that more of a red. And I'm going to take this gold and I'm going to combine it with the white, because now we have a design that has 3 colors. So we have gray, we have the red, we have a white, and this design is currently set up to go on a navy background. And we have a design that's already set up for color separations. So at this point, I've gotten the design customized and I want to save the design. So I'm going to select Save Design. I'm going to put it into a folder. So I'm going to select a drop down. And this is going to save this design into my GraphicsFlow My Art function. The My Art function in GraphicsFlow will create all the previews, will house all the designs, makes it really easy to share designs with your coworkers. And you can also add a design to an art approval to get it in front of a customer for final approval, or just to collaborate with them during the sales process. So I'm going to click on Save Design. I could download a production file right here. I could download a PDF. That's what I would bring into Illustrator, or a CDR file that I would bring into CorelDRAW. The PDF files will also go into programs like Affinity Designer as well as Inkscape. And if I'm just loading up a social media post or possibly creating a virtual sample for an e-commerce store, I can download a PNG file with a transparent background. To add this file to an art approval, I'm going to select Add to Art Approval. I'm going to name the art approval, so I'll just name this Cougars Baseball 2023. I'll click on Create and Add Files. We're going to use the art approval as a sales collaboration tool. So what I can do, instead of focusing on simply the product to get an idea in front of a client, I can get the graphical idea in front of the client. So what I could do is I could go over here and go to Cougars Baseball 2023. I could select this object right here, just click on it. I could change my background color. So we're going to go over here and change the background color to that navy blue. And then I can add additional designs. So the concept here is I'm going to give the coach or the buyer a look at one design that's personalized to them, but I'm going to add some other designs in here so they can see some additional looks. And so I'm just going to go over here to the plus button. I'm going to select stock art. I'm just going to type in baseball, and I'll just pick a few additional baseball designs. So we'll click on this one right here. I'll scroll down and we'll do this one. And I'm going to do just one of the classics right here. And I'm just going to hit Add. So this has created a showcase, and I can go and reorder all the designs here. I can change background colors. I've got lots of flexibility in terms of how I present this to the client. So we're just going to put that on kind of an ash background here. I'm going to move the original design that's been localized to the school up to the top. And here's where I can put in some notes. So if I want to share this with the client, I can put in notes. And in order to share it, all I have to do is click on Share, Invite Collaborators. I can put in the buyer's email and use the GraphicsFlow email system to send it out, or I can grab a link and copy that link and put it into my own email or even a text message. So I have 3 different types of links I can send out. I can send out a view-only link where nobody can comment. You can send this out to multiple groups at the same time because they can't see yet any of each other's comments. I can say commenting, but if I put a commenting link in there, anybody that comments can see everyone else's comment. Or I can send out a comment and approve link. And the comment and approve link is when you're making that final approval where the client is going to sign off on the graphic. So I'm just going to do a comment link here. I'll just copy that link, and then I could just paste that into an email or a text message. Now, in terms of the production file, you're going to need to have some form of software that can output the color separations. But this is a production-ready file. This file is ready to go to film. This is the fully editable vector file that I've downloaded into Adobe Illustrator, and you can select any part, recolor, rescale, add objects, delete objects, and this editing process works the same way in CorelDRAW, Inkscape, and Affinity Designer. Instead of reconstructing screen grabs, you can use customizable stock designs in GraphicsFlow, get ideas in front of your customers, and close more deals. You're establishing yourselves as a creative resource to your clients so they learn to lean on you for ideas. If you'd like to see more specific videos on color separations and popular graphics programs, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.